Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 12th episode of Uchuu Kyoudai, or Space Brothers. So, last episode, we finally gotten our, next exam fully underway. We've finished off with the bus ride, we finished off with the, I agree to all this stuff paperwork. We've gotten through all that, and now we're just locked in a capsule with a group of other people, and by the end of it, we gotta decide, who should be an astronaut and who shouldn't, basically. So, I'm obviously rooting for Muta and Surika. So hopefully they can do well. And hopefully Kenji does well in his group as well. But we'll see. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. So now you did. So proud of you. Oh yeah, I forgot about the time thing. Yeah, Muta had an idea about that. I love you, Surika. And we're gonna find out what exactly does Muta mean by that after our opening. I don't really know any of the names of the other characters in that room, aside from obviously Muta and Surika. Normally I would just look at the MyAnimeLIst page, but there's a lot of characters. I've missed you, Appo. I don't understand what it feels like to be a moon. Like, what does that mean? Like, gloomy? Sad? Rock hard? I don't know. I do wonder if we got new openings soon. It'd be around episode 13 or 14 if we do. My name is Ito Surika. Okay, so focus on her. What are you doing? Air Abacus. Okay. Is that a talent of his? You're always so rude, man. Okay, I mean, you can't argue with that. Okay, how do you know that and they don't? $5.30 as a guess there. You're really gonna see other groups. At least the one with Kenji in it. Yeah, that's the real wild card. Yeah, Muto was asleep because he was dreaming, so... Anybody? How about you, mole guy? Oh, we got someone. I'm curious as well. Oh. Well, I guess that would be a good indicator, yeah. Makes sense to me. I can feel it. It kind of makes sense they want to avoid the freeway. They're trying to be all secret. That's pretty cool. That's impressive. Yeah, I actually kind of forgot about that, but that would be a talent of his, yeah. I completely forgot about his car background. You're definitely scoring points to Surika. Get wrecked, rude guy. No, I'm getting someone's attention. What do I do? Was that a lie? Are you okay, Muto? Are you losing it? And what's the real reason? Did you just see a clock, or? Okay. What? Okay, so he just straight up saw a clock. Okay. That's what I initially thought it was, so I guess I was right on that. It's a pretty good story, though. Pretty good lie. Yeah, it still shows that you're paying attention and you're observing your surroundings. It's still something. It doesn't sound nearly as cool as your air abacus pedometer stuff, but okay. Hopefully this guy's not also lying. Okay, got to the right number. Sounds legit. Yep, that seems to be the correct answer. Yes. Don't leave me in suspense. Are you happy to check a clock? Okay. Good job, guys. Yes. Don't be modest, you're amazing. Surika sounds so excited. Oh wow, get wrecked, Team C. I guess Team C didn't have a genius on board, or a lucky guy. Yeah. Food hygiene area. He is. Yes. Of course, Surika was one of them, and Kenji was the other. I couldn't imagine being locked in a room for weeks with strangers. Being monitored by cameras, no less. That'd be pretty bad. Like, I couldn't imagine what it's like to be monitored by a camera. Don't worry, they probably don't know it's you. Somebody's gonna eat you if you're not careful, Muto. It's not dumb, but she can't admit that it's her, so she can't really outwardly apologize. Oh god, get this girl a snack, please. Wow. It just keeps going. That's a great face. It's like a borderline hentai face. It's not him. I seriously just want to give her a snack, just... It's her episode, her name was in the title, so... She was adorable. Never had that in my school because, you know, English doesn't have meaning in names the same way Japan does. Oh, poor Sarika. I don't think a child wants to hear that. No, I think you upset her and she left. Oto-san no baka. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm locked up in a prison cell with a bunch of other people. That it was. It was just... It was something else. Yeah, poor Namba. He didn't do anything wrong. And he got them in the right time. I'm sure you can make it out to him pretty easily if you wanted to. uh, a food doodle. You can't eat it though. Lights up. What kind of people get up at 8 o'clock? I'm actually a little bit hungry now. What he said. Just in general. Someone's hungry, yes. My time to shine has come. Yeah, there's food over there. Well, that's a problem. But again, this is like training for being an astronaut because you can't just get like food deliveries in space, so it makes sense. This is all to see how well they work in an astronaut type environment. You know, space. It's edible, that's what matters. Well, of course, we're astronauts in training. Yeah, you just squirt it in your mouth. I don't think I've ever seen Itadakimasu translated as oh boy before. That's interesting. Probably could use more salt. Yeah, we need to budget this food. Make sure Surika's never alone with the food. A very important decision. Fair enough. guess we're on Team B now. That's pretty straightforward. I could get behind that. Why not? He just eating his food. He said that in kind of a weird way. Borderline malicious way. Okay. That's what Team C's opting to do. It's a little bit simpler than Team B's method, but what's Team A gonna do? We really don't. Like, nobody knows yet Sarika's stomach problems. Oh no, not public speaking. I don't want people staring at me and judging me. But that's exactly what you're setting yourself up for here. Shut up, dude. Wow. Okay. Shut up, he's trying to introduce himself. They're alright. Yeah, they're on little individual societies, basically. Nita Reiji. Cool. Not helpful for being an astronaut, but cool. Okay, that can be helpful. he did not like that. Huh. That'd be pretty cool. It's a little bit different than that, I'm sure. Oh wow, he actually blushed. It's not cute when a guy does it, but surprising nonetheless. Because we're close, you shut up. You don't get to decide how well we know each other? Wow. That's funny. I don't think she minds. Sometimes I forget how important the whole name thing is in Japan. Yeah, we learned a little bit about that before. That's true. Yeah, leave the food to me. I promise we'll eat it all in 3 days. It's a nice name. I like it a lot too. Like, I want to call you Sarika, please let me. Well, see, that's what a cute girl blush is like. Cool. My name's Ito Sarika. My name doesn't mean anything because I'm a loser. He's probably not gonna say that, but this is gonna be rough, isn't it? This is gonna be just yeah. That is so sad. Uh, uh, Cause it's all your fault, Dad. Could have at least made something up on the spot. Would have been better. You really did. You very much did. So what are you gonna do to try to make her feel better? It's a nice name. Muta told you in the future. That's not really something to laugh at. It might make you a bit more boring, but it's not really. Okay. That little hand. You look like such a happy baby. Now you're such an unhappy child. That's actually a little bit heartwarming. Uh, just call her Sarika. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Okay. Wow, that was, I guess it was some sort of hair boner. Well, she does now. Uh, yes. The meaning of my name is that my dad loves me. Watashi no namae wa... Oh, okay, and she can proudly declare that, I guess. That's the note we had enough on, okay. Wow, that actually gave me chills. Like, I still have chills, just I'm glad that all of our characters in Group A introduce themselves, because now I can go back later, like after the video's over, to write that down and be like, okay, yeah, that's what's his face. That's the kendo guy. But yeah, I don't remember the names yet. I remember a little bit about what they said. One of them works with chimpanzees. One knows a bit about rocket science, and one of them, you know, did kendo. I remember a little bit about them, but it's always hard to remember names like rapid fire given to you. It really is cool how Japanese names can have meanings like that. Like you introduce yourself to somebody, you tell them your name, and then you tell them like the kanji it's written with and what it means and all that. Because names that sound the same can be written with different kanji. In fact, sometimes they do that with twins in anime. Okay, that was the 12th episode of Space Brothers. And this episode, we continue where we left off with obviously our clock discussion, because that was a big question that we ended off with the last episode. It's like, hey guys, what time do you think it is, huh? Give us your best answer. And people were doing their own calculations and stuff to try to get a good rough idea of it. And then there are people that, for a special reason, were able to be like exactly sure what time it was. Muta, he went off on this whole story about, yeah, this Eric abacus, like I looked at the barometer and all this stuff and I figured it out, and yeah, I'm just I have my background in cars, so of course I can do that. And yeah, I know we didn't go on the freeway. I'm smart enough to not to know that. So shush, 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 shush. This is how it works, guys. Please lavish me with praise and tell me how amazing I am. And they pretty much did for the most part. And Surika especially was very, very excited, proud, happy, impressed, or however you want to describe it. She had nothing but good, positive feelings towards Muta in that scene. And, Muta was pretty happy about that. However, there's a big but here. Because it turns out he was just full of it. Similar to his little hero statements on TV, he definitely spun the truth to make it sound a lot better than it actually was. It's actually very similar to that in a lot of ways, but pretty much what he did is he just saw the clock as he left the bus. And Muta's obviously selling that short in a big way, but still, it's still something he did that nobody else did. It's still something that he did that was the result of observational skills, because we've already found out that Muta was good at that, That's kind of what the whole hero thing was about. He was able to navigate through all the low visibility area. And similar to that, he was able to look at something that nobody else bothered to pay attention to. And that's obviously a good skill for an astronaut, being able to really pay attention to your surroundings and notice if something's off or, not miss something important. So I do think he's selling himself short, like that accomplishment. Like obviously it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, at face value, but obviously you could tell there was some value in that because he was able to successfully figure out the answer to that quiz, showing that you never know what will come in handy when. So yeah, I feel like he could, I don't think he needs to be quite so harsh on himself with that. Obviously he could have avoided just, the whole lie, like that wasn't necessary. But that just stems from him not thinking that what he actually did was all that impressive, so still, if he, gave himself a bit more credit for that, he wouldn't have needed the lie. So, I think that would have been a better way to handle it. But, I do kind of hope he comes clean at some point about that. Maybe he will, like, near the very end when they're about to choose people. They're gonna choose him partly because of that. And he's like, no, guys, I was lying. I didn't actually do all that. It was just I saw the clock. We could get something like that. But yeah, I spent a lot of time talking about that part for some reason. But anyway, the next big thing was having to figure out exactly what we're going to do as far as how we're going to handle the choice. We had different groups decide different things. We had Team B try to think of a point system, although I'm not sure they fully decided that at the end there. We had at least somebody who was kind of arguing against it. I don't know if they actually ended up doing that or not, but somebody obviously had something to say about that. And Team C opted for kind of a bit of a incremental voting system sort of thing, to where they both put down a couple names every night, and I guess they all calculate them at the very end of it and see who won, like whoever was the MVP the most often, something like that. It's a bit, so that's fine too. Team A didn't really have a system or anything. They just kind of like, it's a little bit too early to talk about that stuff. Let's get to know each other, see how things go, and maybe it'll be obvious who's worthy of it. If a natural leader arises. But that was the big thing. But the episode was called something Ito Surika, so you knew the episode was gonna have a lot to do with her, and she definitely had her moments. Like that scene when she was lying in bed, just dealing with her rumbling stomach and just blushing so much and just being like, "Please calm down, stomach. Please stop making so much noise. You're getting, Muta in trouble. Just stop." Just everybody was blaming Muta for it. It was the funniest thing. They've obviously had gags with her stomach before, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it a lot. It's like, stop, be quiet, please. We must hold on till breakfast time. I don't know why everybody blamed Muta for it. Like, it could be anyone else, Stop blaming my boy Muta. But yeah, that was another thing, the food. We have food, but we have a limited supply, so that's a problem because anime characters generally eat a lot of food, and Surika especially she's a hungry girl, man. She likes her food. So hopefully she can contain herself, because there will be temptation. Not just Surika, mostly Surika, but just anyone in general. If you're at night laying in bed, your tummy's rumbling, there's food right over there in the corner, you're gonna want to just go over there and eat food. And if you do something like that, that'll lose you a lot of points in the, election, the choice. So, yeah, there's a lot of decisions you have to make throughout this little journey here. But yeah, I love Muta's just like hair wiggling around in that one scene. That was one way to show excitement, I guess. But yeah, the big thing of the episode was Sarika's name. Now, Muta kind of slipped up and called her by her given name, I think. So, I mean, I didn't really notice it that much because it's just not something that I would notice, but other characters made a big deal about it, and he's like, oh crap, I'm used to calling her that in my head, so I did it. I'm sorry, Ito-san, but, she didn't mind too much because, as we established, she likes her name. She didn't always, though, because we had a flashback to where she's like, hey, Dad, we have the school assignment. Can you tell me what my name means? Oh, you don't have a name. I couldn't be bothered to give you one. Oh, okay. And she left, and then before you could finish the story, she was already gone and went to school and got all embarrassed and laughed at because she didn't have a meaning to her name. And I guess the way that ended was the teacher was like, okay, come back tomorrow and come up with a meaning or something, because she obviously tried again the next day. But yeah, she was very upset with her dad, and her dad's like, oh, well, I guess I gotta talk to my child and work this out, and I guess I could go do that now. And he did, and I was a little bit questionable exactly how he would handle that, because, like, I didn't really envision him having a very good way of smoothly working through that, but, I mean, he actually did. He handled it pretty well, really. He's like, well, I came up with a lot of names for you, none of them seemed right, and then I held you in my arms and looked at you and just, Sarika, that felt right, so that was the name I gave you. Obviously not much of an explanation, but it's one of those things where it's not really what you say, but the meaning behind it. So the name itself may not have had a meaning in the same way a lot of Japanese kids' names do, but it still had some meaning to it. Like, the meaning was her. Like, the meaning was it was a name that he wanted to give her. If that makes sense. Like I said, words aren't really good at conveying what I'm trying to say there. But, the name was right for her, basically, is what we're saying here. And even though nothing really changed there was no, like, there was no real explanation about what her name means, of course, just the origin of it. But that was enough, That was enough, and she was able to proudly declare to her classmates that it doesn't have a meaning to it. So, yeah. That was some pretty chill-inducing stuff, to say the least. And I'm happy to have Sarika have so much focus. But one interesting thing with this whole exam is that we do have the 3 individual boxes, and as a result, they're basically 3 individual societies, and they'll each like go in a different direction depending on how their leadership goes, and that'll be interesting because we already see some deviation here, some branches, with just how they decide to handle the voting system. So I'm sure we'll have differences in how they handle the food, differences in all sorts of things, and by the end of it, we'll probably have 3 very different little societies, and that'd be pretty cool if that's the case. But yeah, Team C is off to a good start because they kind of screwed up the time thing. But yeah, hopefully everyone can do their best. Hopefully Muta and Sarika can win. Hopefully everything goes fine. But I'm definitely interested to see what kind of problems arise. Because the food is an obvious thing for there to be issues. People probably wanting more food than they deserve, maybe sneaking food. I do feel like that's probably going to happen at some point. Arguments about the food or so. I do think we're going to get something like that. But I don't know what other problems, because we'll probably have more problems than just that, because there's all sorts of things that could happen here. People just getting onto their nerves and stuff, but I guess we'll see. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.